Right. Hey, how are you? Look, I stopped typing in the chat because hello. I'm just going to say good day to everybody. Bob Casey, how are you, mate? I don't know if you're getting my emails, Bob, but anyway, you're getting them. They should be anyway. It's in my list. Drones Asian, what's he doing in there? My God. Brad Olsen, how are you, mate? And Steve Carpenter. Drone Life RC, how's everyone going on this Friday night for you? I've already been and done Friday night. I've got some people here in the now. Look, I'm feeling a little bit underdressed, to be quite honest, because we have a man in the green room here. He's just putting us all to shame. What the hell? Have a look at this. Woo-hoo! You got to pop your collar, brother. Pop your collar.
Well, you see, mine is tight, not the casual one.
Pop it.
How's everyone doing?
Go good, mate. And we've got Justin in here as per normal. We have Justin there. And we got Jim, the man with the mo, but absolutely no go. There you go. How are you, mate?
I was a little late because I was playing that. I had to check out were the speakers working?
Yeah.
Checking your speakers on StreamYard. Sounds like they're working.
Have a great show.
Oh, dear. It's fantastic, isn't it? Peter Carroll, how are you, my man? How's things down there in sunny Melbourne, mate? We're going to be...
I was going to say, you need to update Matt Cundiff's thing on your intro.
Well, what's he doing?
He switched his channel now.
Oh, is that Matt Cundiff?
Yeah, you misspelled mine. It's no big deal.
You're kidding. Did I, Dre?
It's Recovery One Drone. You got Recovery Drone.
Well, you're in recovery.
Well, there's only one of you. Yeah. Everyone knows there's only one of you, though. So
yeah.
All right, I got to know what the tie's for. What's the occasion?
This is my work attire. This is what I wear to work.
Well, I'm kind of guessing you're not at work.
5 days. Just came in a little while ago. Want to pop in.
Well done. Well, you've all seen my work attire. Great.
I can say I've been there. I got a garage full of colored vest, and I got my Carhartt overalls out there and coat and stuff packed away.
Oh, Jim and Matt, you'll like this. I was telling Tim on his show this morning. iPhone 13, 1 terabyte of memory.
Hey, what?
Yeah, the iPhone 13 Pro is going to come with 1 terabyte.
Oh my God! Imagine filling that up. Oh my God!
Well, that's the whole idea, is not to fill it up.
Did they?
Media, how are you, mate?
Do I?
Did they up the camera so that the camera's going to need, because somebody in a real camera, DSLR, you're using gigabytes per second.
Mike was looking it up this morning. I think it was 12 megapixel. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he had the specs pulled up for it this morning.
What is it? The iPhone 14?
No, the iPhone 13.
13.
I just bought my wife an iPhone 11.
They just came out. I mean, it seems like only yesterday they came out with the GoPro 9, and yesterday they came out with the GoPro 10. I mean, come on. Everybody just bought the 9. It doesn't
hurt to stay a couple generations behind, though. That's what I do with Apple. I'm always 2 generations behind.
I want to address something.
My wallet is 2 generations or 5 generations behind.
Yeah.
God damn it. Chuck, how are you, mate? Thomas, I haven't said good day to you. Blind Neil. Yes, he is. Look at him. Have a look at Dre. Yeah, we are feeling underdressed. I'm feeling a little bit scummy, actually. I'm going to go get me dinner in the gutter tonight.
Well,
although, actually, I'm not scummy because I got the old Rodney on. All right.
There you go. There you go.
So, you know,
I heard a lot of folks got shirts today from Johnny. Johnny was like J.C. Penney's or Walmart, man. He's passing out shirts. Everybody's posting pictures of their shirts.
wow. He must have had him in his garage, and the moths got to him, so he's got to get rid of him.
I see it, Mike.
Here, everyone.
Oh, just who was that wrote that? Steve Carpenter.
Hey,
Said you can get the iPad in 2 terabytes.
no,
Yeah,
I've
Mike-
got a 12 Pro.
Here we go.
Yeah, Night Train got all the specs up there.
Yeah, that's what I just got. This is from Mike. Night Train. Let's see what we got here.
6 gig of RAM.
Yeah, they're coming out with 4 different versions. There's going to be a Pro, an iPhone 13,
It's
Pro X or something. And then there's going to be a light version, which is going to be a smaller, cheaper.
Jesus. It's a Dolby Vision 1000 nit, 1200 nits peak OLED screen. That is
10-bit HDR. That's good.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
that's yeah.
That makes
You
it
know
better
what?
than the action camera.
I haven't looked at phones for a while now, and I'd like to see the specs of the that new Galaxy against these and see if there's any similarities there with the Galaxy. What is it? 21 now, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is it?
21. Yeah, it's
21.
21.
Why are we
Listen.
stuck at 12 megapixel cameras? Does anybody know?
Yeah,
The right
that's
megapixel is, believe it or not, you can get a lot out of a 12 megapixel camera.
Yeah.
We've been doing it since 2015 with the Phantom
Yeah.
4. The
I know
original
this.
Phantom
The,
4.
the one thing I like about this is on the 12 Pro is the wide angle that's on it now, which is really nice. When you're working on a project, construction project, you can get in and you can get that wide angle shot without having to back up, push the button, and all of a sudden you're going from here to here. And the 12 times zoom, that is really cool.
okay. Let's have a look here.
Look at all that GPS. Galileo, GLONASS. What's BDS? I don't even know what that is. QZSS. That's got to have to do with that 5G, I guess.
And surprisingly, the price didn't really go up from the 11 or 12. It's right around the same.
Light comfort shield, super smooth. The Galaxy has got an 8 gig RAM. Holy shit. Okay, folks. Here's a little bit of a turn up for you. Haven't seen this fella for a while. And he hasn't got any better looking either. He should have got him to do a bit of a tuck and cut there. Why not?
I mean, look at the selfie camera.
How are you, mate?
It is a real-
G'day, guys. I might look too much like that Matt North then. How are we all?
Oh, handsome devil.
What's up,
What's up,
Ari?
Ari?
G'day, Steve. Dre.
Ari,
Hey, how you doing, Ari?
Oh, yeah, not too bad, guys. A little bit not there this morning, one of those mornings, but you're used to it. I'm blonde. That's my excuse.
Hence, don't worry about what he says today because it just won't make any sense at all. That's fantastic, mate. It's good to see you out there working, though, man. Getting out there and doing your bizzo, which
I
is
have
good.
been enjoying it. It's been a challenge, and I haven't pranged the employer's drone yet, so that's always a big plus.
Yeah, it kind of gives you a bit of confidence that you'll be there next week.
Well, we hope it keeps up that way. Yeah, I've been doing a few automated flight patterns for them, which made me wonder whether they were going to have a drone next week. But so far, so good. Good day, everybody in the chat. Neil, Lon, and
You
I'll
are
catch up
doing.
with Brad. Everybody, I'll catch up with you guys as the stream goes through. I'm always playing catch up.
So what's
I'm
the
just-
Samsung up to? Is it up to a 22 now?
Well, I've just got 21 up here. Sorry, mate. We're just having a look at the new iPhone and the different specs between the two phones with obviously the latest of both of them. That's got a 4,000. It doesn't tell you what the bloody memory is. Oh, it's got the memory there. It's 8 gig of RAM.
The 22 would be the next one if they stick with the number.
They do. They have it. I'm looking at Tom's Tech with the Samsung Galaxy S22 could offer a new look, plenty of upgrades.
Hey, listen to this though. The memory on your standard S21's 8 gig. The S21 Ultra, 12 to 16 gig of RAM.
What's the cost of that?
16 gigs of RAM. How big are these apps going to get?
Holy shit.
Dude, I
This
cleared out
processing
15,
power.
Yeah, I cleared out 15 gigs of cache from the damn DJI app the other day. It's taken up in my phone.
Holy shit, Matt. You got to put this up. This is what they're saying on the Samsung S22. Is it even possible? A 200 megapixel camera sensor.
What?
Yeah.
Samsung has taken the covers off a 200 megapixel camera sensor, but we don't think it'll make it into the Galaxy S22. So they've already made it. Come on.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be some type of like DJI did, some kind of mathematical, funny, I say fuzzy math to probably get to that level.
Like that quad Bayer filter to make it a 48 megapixel picture.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
See, there was your 12 megapixel sensor.
I'll see your quad Bayer and I'll double it.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. 256 internal storage. 256.
Well, you mean I'm going to
Apparently, iPhone's
already.
moving. Well, apparently, Apple's moving away from 32 and 64 gig phones. I think their standard is going to be 128 now.
Oh, it has been, I think, for a long time. Because I know on the 12 when I bought it, it was 128 standard, and then I got 256.
Yeah, I think
Is that
Blind
the
Neil.
Pro, though? Because usually the cheaper models you can get in the.
Yeah, I think Blind Neil hit it on the head that a lot of people are not buying computers, so they're using their phones for everything.
Exactly.
Well, there's a lot of people who, like Pete Carroll and amongst others too, who do all their video editing on their iPads and stuff like that.
Pretty well done with Apple devices now, and not due to their hardware either.
Oh, Ari, fill us in with the monitor.
Well, yeah, basically, it's just simply the new iOS update coming out next month. 15 will have an integrated function where it checks out all the images on your Apple device, compares them to a known database, and uses an algorithm to detect whether any of those pictures might be child exploitation pictures, and then it instantly refers that to your local federal law enforcement body. Now, don't get me wrong. If I had a knock on the door tomorrow and the police were there and they say, we've had a report that you've got child exploitation material, I wouldn't be happy about it. No one likes being under the eye, but I'd say, come on in. There's my computers. There's my devices. Here's my passwords. Make it as quick as you can, because that's their job. It's not my phone manufacturer's job. And this is the thin end of the wedge. If Apple, it's for a good cause. It's to prevent child exploitation. Well, how long before they justify another good cause to infringe on my privacy?
It gives them the right to look at every one of your pictures. They're already doing Face ID recognition on all of us.
Now, the word is that initially you will be able to circumvent that by turning off iCloud. However, it's expected that with a follow-on update, they will be making it more possible to turn off iCloud. So I'm afraid, I've been an Apple guy, an Android guy from Android 2.1 up until about, I went into Apple devices when I started flying drones, and they've just lost me as a customer after 3 years. I'll be going back to Android.
That's the
Now,
same story. I had got the iPad Mini 4 only because of flying.
Yeah, that's the same thing I did. But Ari, you've got the new Android bloody
The Triple Tech Pro, yes.
Pro.
I'm on my second one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh, you've got it, have you?
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah,
Wait.
nice.
Is that because one broke, or you just wanted another one?
No. I got the first one. There's one authorized dealer in Australia. They're in Townsville, which is about 1,000 kilometers from me. And I ordered it at a discounted $950. Hey, Don.
Hey, how are you?
They were great. The dealer, Kingfisher Drone Services, gets a big plus from me. And the Aussies thinking of purchasing, they're definitely worth looking at. And they shipped it to me, and I set it all up. I needed it for work on the Wednesday, got it all sorted out. But I noticed that the battery gauge was not going down. It was staying on 100%. After 5 days, it was still showing 100%.
Oh, great battery.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, it was a good battery, 10,000 milliamps, but I didn't think it was that good. And so I updated to the latest firmware. And look, had it been an older device, something that was out of warranty, I would have rooted it, gone into the hidden partition and deleted the Dalvik cache and the battery monitoring cache, etc., which probably would have sorted it out. But it was a brand new $1,000 Australian device. I shouldn't have to do that. So I emailed back and forth about 9 times with Triple Tech, who were very quick and very responsive. And they said, try this and try that and try something else, which none of it worked. And then they said, well, we'd like you to ship it back to us here in Florida. At that point, I said, like hell, I will. I've had it a week. I've never yet used it in anger, and I'm not going to wait for 4 weeks and pay the shipping back and forth to Florida. Fortunately, their Australian dealer stepped in, and they shipped me another one express post in 2 days with a return satchel. So I kept hold of the one I had and used it, and I shipped it back, and the replacement is perfect. And you can get a lemon no matter what you buy. So I'm not at all worried, and I've used it now twice in the hot, bright Australian sun. I'm extremely impressed with it. I've used it with Go4, DJI Fly, Pix4D Capture, Lychee, the chasing app for the underwater drones. It is absolutely rock stable, solid, not a glitch, not a problem. I can't recommend it more highly.
That's 1,200 nits.
1,200 nits and a constant 1,200 nits, Jim. Unlike a lot of devices that say, "Oh, we do 1,000 nits," which they do for 1 minute and then drop back to 600.
Right.
Now,
Look,
I stepped in late. What is it you're talking about, Ari?
The Triple Tech Pro, Don.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
And look, 1,200 nits. It sounds great, Jim, but you've got to remember that most of those measurements, most of those scales are logarithmic, and the human eye is linear. 1,200 nits. 1,200 nits is twice as bright to the human eye as 250 nits. So you compare it to your smart controller at 1,000 nits. You can tell a difference, but it's not huge. I would say if I think about 1.4 pounds long in your money. It's not a light device. It's in an aluminium or aluminum, as you guys would say, chassis. It's ruggedized. It's IP67 and military grade. Thick Corning Gorilla Glass, thicker than normal. I really have confidence using this on the job site. It's a first responder unit.
I've seen guys take hammers.
You should do that immediately. You should use the hammer.
Yeah, 1,200 nits is good. I think that if I was I have flown out to sea a couple of times before, I might still be using a Hoodman if I was out to sea. But to be honest, if you're flying,
Hoodman's a pain in the ass, isn't it?
Yeah. If you were in flying out at sea in the daytime all the time, you probably want about 2,500 nits before you could be guaranteed of seeing it. And I don't think anyone's got that yet.
I've got that white one that's got all those little octopus suction cups that's supposed to suction cup onto the back of the iPad Mini. And, I bring wipes with me so I can wet it and then stick it on. And they don't stay holding. Oh, it's a pain.
Look, I went to Apple for reliability originally because, we all know that Android's a bit variable with DJI. Some devices work great, some not so great, some not at all. none of us, when you're flying commercially, it's not a good look to have to muck around in front of your customer for 20 minutes trying to get it to work.
Right.
So I got my first ever iPad just for drones, and I've got more now, and I'm great. Well, now I've got Apple sticking their nose into my privacy, and all of a sudden I've got a really good quality Android device that appears at this stage to be every single bit as reliable as my Apple device. So I think I'm going to be going back.
You know, he just said something that his Crystal Sky was 1,200 nits. My Crystal Sky is 1,000 nits, but it does have the ABL on it, the automatic brightness limiting.
Mm-hmm.
So, like in a shady spot, it'll turn itself down. I have noticed that.
The big difference between the Triple Tech and I haven't owned a Crystal Sky, but I've used them. But does it run Go 4, Mike? Does it run Go 4? That totally just derailed me. Oh, yeah, the big difference with this and the smart controller and stuff is the processing power. I mean, that's why I got rid of my smart controller in the end. It's about on a par with a Crystal Sky. When I was running Lychee or whatever, it would bog down. This
man, I've got Android 5.1. Don't try and beat me.
Oh no, you've got Android 7, mate. Don't dump on your smart controller. This is only Android 9. And it's a very vanilla Android 9 too. It's absolutely stock, but I think that's why it is so reliable and so stable. I've got no problems with that.
Now, Ari, you know you're a commercial pilot, right?
Correct.
Okay, so do you ever use Drone Deploy?
Yes, I have used Drone Deploy.
Now, you know the difference between the Android and the iOS is that iOS will allow you to do panels where the Android won't let you do it with Drone Deploy.
And, it's exactly the opposite way around with Pix 4D capture. That's why I've got an Android device. I went out to do this new job, which is on a very large road redevelopment down the back of a mountain with a landslip. And the customer wanted me to use Pix 4D capture. And unfortunately, they sent me all of the polygons for the areas that they want to be taken in. And Apple iOS Pix 4D capture does not have the ability to import. I couldn't import their already created jobs, so that's why I bought it. That's why I bought an Android device, because I needed to use it with the customer's flight plans. But then after getting that, I realized that Pix 4D capture, it doesn't have any ability to follow terrain in relation to height above ground. If you enter in 75-meter altitude and you're on the side of a mountain, up here it's just clearing the trees, and down here it's 150 meters above ground. So I said to the customer, I could do way better than that with Lychee. And he said, go for it, which I did. And so, as it turned out, I could have gotten away without buying this, but I'm glad I did. I really am very fond of it already.
Brian B-Max had it for
nice when
over a year. He loves it.
I mean, how often is it that you buy some fancy bit of kit and it sucks, or just barely, so
it's a great piece of kit, Don. I'm pleased with it. It's $1,000 Australian. It sounds like a lot, but really, I mean, you pay $3,000 for an iPad Pro, so it's not that terrible. It's only a 7-inch screen. It's not high def, but you don't want that to fly a drone.
No.
But it's got what I would call an upper mid-tier 8-core processor. It's got 8 gigs of RAM. It's got 128 gigs of onboard storage. It's 4G. You don't want 5G for flying drones, because 5G doesn't have coverage out in the sticks. You've got to have a cell every kilometer, whereas 4G will travel 60 kilometers. So it's great. Ticks every box.
Ari, you can chuck an SD in that, yeah?
Yes. I've got a 128 gig in there as well.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you something though. Do you, have you had to change what do you call it?
Holders?
Yeah.
No. Look, I've used it goes into the Phantom 4 holder standard, so I don't need any sort of adapter whatsoever. And the one that I use for flying my Mavics, which is one that Thomas O'Sullivan sent me, which, hang on, I've got to show you guys, it's totally off subject. It took 3 weeks to get here, but while I was in hospital being operated on, they were saying prayers for me at the Franciscan Friary. So I don't know who would have bribed them to do that for a heathen like me, but thanks, Tom. Yeah, I use the holder that Tom sent me, which is the same one I've used with my iPad Mini. And quite frankly, my iPad Mini is a little bit dodgy in that holder with the big bulky case that I've got on that, because it's beveled. It's got an angle on the edges, and the holder doesn't hold it too well. But it holds the Triple Tech, the big square rubberized edges, very, very well.
I have that same problem with my OtterBox on my iPhone.
OtterBox, thank you.
Yeah, it slips out. It doesn't want to hold it.
Yep, that's same with me. It doesn't hold my OtterBox.
Well, that's what I've said too.
well,
Is they
too
don't
thick?
seem to design these things for
Yeah,
cases,
that's
phones
it.
with cases.
It's annoying when it doesn't hold a case, or when the cable doesn't plug in because of the L-shaped
Oh,
cable.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I hate that. I had to actually cut the bottom of my OtterBox to get it to work.
I
with the
managed to
speakers.
find, I ground away some of my cables, which is just as well, because that is one of the, being IP67, I don't know if you guys can see, but, all of the ports on the Triple Tech are heavily sealed, and they're quite deeply recessed when you get the cover away. So it is a little bit particular on what cables work with it.
Sure, I bet. Yeah.
But it's worth it. It's just damn well worth it. I'm really, like you say, Don, many, many times you lay out for things and you've got a few regrets or a few disappointments. It's rare that you buy something and it meets basically every expectation that you had. And this does. Even the fact that I had to send one back, I'm not at all bothered about it. They were very
It made
responsive.
it better because you got the service you were expecting.
Yeah, it's really good. So, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Galaxy Z Fold 3.
I'm raising the boat.
I'm too old to use that line. I need something with a decent sized screen. You young fellas. Captain raised your vote.
That's the boat. If you fall out of it, you're still happy because you were.
Mhm.
Hey, Skipper, where's Gilligan?
Wow.
Oh my God, it's registered.
That's what I'm looking at. Get the actual registration numbers
Yeah.
on it. Well, Ari, I've heard nothing but great things about the tablet. People try to knock it for minor stuff, but as far as the performance, no one can say anything
No,
bad about
it's
the
great. Right?
performance.
The only thing I will say for anyone who's thinking of getting it, you cannot load the DJI Fly app direct from the Play Store. I don't know why. It's a 64-bit processor. It natively supports it, but there is a handy little link on the Triple Tech support page that loads it for you.
Oh, okay.
It probably pulls it right from their website, huh?
So it's great. Yeah.
Cool.
At least you didn't pay double because I'm seeing prices of $600, $650 here.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the down under tax, Jim. I mean, I think we're currently at 73.5 US cents, and then you add 20% extra on that because we're in the southern hemisphere and they know they can screw us.
Right.
And
Like I say,
shipping
Jim, it's the same price as a regular Crystal Sky stateside. So if you don't have a Crystal Sky, it's a good move to make.
I would-
go that direction.
Yeah,
I
I
have
would.
to say-
I would get that over a Crystal Sky now.
I have to say,
Yeah.
Jim, that if
Yeah.
I'm going to be shafted, living in the southern hemisphere, I'd rather be shafted by an American company than a Chinese company.
Yeah.
and you got to remember, like all the sixes turn to nines, so you're screwed.
Yeah.
Down under.
Hey, do you want
That was a
you guys
down
wanna see
under
something funny?
reference.
Do you guys want to see something funny that happened to me today? Okay, well, let me see if I can do a screen share here.
Was it that haircut you just got?
I did that myself. Give me a break.
Don't worry about it, Don. Join the club.
Sorry, Picard.
Matt is jealous.
Okay, can you see that?
No.
Yes,
No.
mate.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Okay, so
Okay.
I was just hacking around, and I stopped. I saw these trucks, and I thought, oh, a nice low pass around these two trucks would be really cool, right? And it was like 4 o'clock on a Friday, so there was nobody around. So, and it's really windy. This is with a Mini 2.
Ooh,
That
being
does
blown
get
around,
blown
isn't it?
around. Yeah, yeah.
Really blowing around. So I figure, I can get a little closer. No worries.
Oh, you're gonna smack it, aren't you?
No. I'll just do a quick, just a little orbit, just around.
I see the wind on the bag back there.
Oh, geez, that wind would have taken Jim's Matrice straight into it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going around, and I'm thinking, this is actually a nice shot. I'm nice and low. And
Sorry,
then
Jim.
all of a sudden,
No, what?
you'll see. Oh shit!
Oh, the truck
This
moved.
There's a guy in the
The
truck.
truck's
Oh. That wind is strong.
Surprise.
That must have
Yeah.
been blowing, Don. It really must have been blowing strongly.
What
It
was
was
he,
Moves that
really
truck
sleeping
like
there?
that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a strong wind. They weigh a ton, those trucks.
It was massive. So I filmed this guy. I don't know whether it's on this footage or not, but wait a minute. I went way too
When the
far.
trucks that Matt is driving move unexpectedly, he can't blame it on the wind, but he tries.
So
No,
this
I
guy
blame it on
loads-
the fact I forgot to put the maxi brake on. That's what.
So he loads
Oh.
this truck onto the
low boy.
thingy here, and I filmed the
Yeah.
whole thing. And then I came over and I talked to the guy. I said, "You scared the shit out of me."
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, look how close together those houses are. That,
And Don,
that kills me.
did the driver say you scared the shit out of me?
no, but he said he did see the drone, because I asked him. I hope I didn't bother you, because I was. I didn't know there was anybody there, and I said, I hope I didn't bother you, because I didn't see you, and just and he was great. He said, "Oh no, that's fine." He said, "I wish you had told me I was crooked on the trailer, though, because."
I take it you're enjoying your Mini 2, Don?
Yeah, I don't fly it as much as I'd like, but I got out today. It was nice and bright, and I got a truck like that in my sandbox.
I'm afraid every time I fly mine, I develop an even more grudging respect for the little thing. I dislike the Mini 1 with passion. I thought it was pap, but the Mini 2, every time I fly it, it surprises me. As a matter of fact, I'm flying my Mavic 2 Pro less and less, because that's really my recreational drone. But the Mini 2, just simply because it goes everywhere with me, and the camera isn't half bad. It's not award winning, but it's not half bad.
Yeah, and the little bag that it's, the little carry bag, everything goes in it. Oh, and the first time I used my hood thing,
Shield.
didn't have to pay $1,200 for that, but it was $50 for that. And
Hey, Ari. Oh, sorry.
yeah, and so just before I went out, I threw my Pocket Osmo in there, wherever the hell it is, and I chucked it in the bag because it fits everything in this little thing. And am I ever glad I did? Because I went over when I went and talked to the guy. I said, "Hey, do you mind if I get some ground footage?" So I went around the truck with with that and got some neat. So I'm going to put together a little video. It's just for a laugh.
Can I ask you something though, Ari? Can you send me some of that mini footage by any chance on the cloud or some shit?
Yeah, sure, mate.
Wouldn't mind having a look at that and seeing with the difference. Obviously there's going to be a difference between that and the Spark, but I want to play with it and see what I can do with the mini footage.
It's surprisingly good, Matt. It's obviously not a Mavic 2 Pro, but at the risk of being controversial, it's better than a 2 Zoom. Definitely better than the original Pro. It's not a bad little camera. It just seems to have hit a decent little spot. I've only put one YouTube video up with the Mavic 2 footage, which you've seen, but I barely did anything with that. That's pretty much how it came off the aircraft. It was quite good.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. That Mavic 1 of the first Mavic, that camera. I mean, you've got to set it. You've got to really set it up correctly to get a nice picture out of that. If you've got contrast with shadows and stuff, it gets very murky in those shadows. And it wasn't until I started flying the 2, I looked at the pros footage and I went, ugh.
Yeah. Of course, I've been flying the Phantom 4 for work, and that's brought my appreciation of the camera on that thing back to the fore. I love that. I don't know, has anybody else seen the leaked, allegedly upcoming Autel pictures on the web today? The Autel 3 and their Autel, the 3 levels of Autel 3 and 2 models of mini sub 250 gram drones allegedly appearing around the end of the year.
Yeah. That'll be good to give DJI a run for the money.
Yeah, but you know, when I looked at the specs of the Autel 3, you know, assuming that these leaks, which they came from an overseas retailer's webpage, so everyone's assuming they're correct, I looked at it and thought, damn, you know, what does a man have to do to get a hardware shutter? I'm not going to buy the Autel Evo 3 for the same reason I didn't buy the Autel Evo 2. No hardware shutter.
You know what I found out today about Autel that I didn't know? I guess that CEO that was on Johnny Drone Flyer's show, I guess he left the company.
Correct.
Oh, a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't hear about it till today.
He left about a month after he joined.
Yep.
Ari, I wish they would. I wish you could get a mechanical shutter on, especially even on the DJI, you know, on a Maverick type series, like instead of like a 2, and they have that.
Exactly, Steve. Until I do that,
I'd buy that in a blink of an eye.
People, you know, you go and read people talking about their drones, and they dump on, you know, Phantom. Who'd want a Phantom? Big, bulky, archaic piece of junk, blah blah blah. Which is all true as far as it goes. But you know, I said to them, you know, people were flying the Phantom long before the Mavic 2 came along, and they'll be flying it long after the Mavic 2 is gone, simply because of the payload load that camera. And I don't understand why the big manufacturers keep missing on this. You know, if they'd have released a Mavic 2 variant, I mean, you know, we had the Enterprise Advanced, and couldn't they have released one with a hardware shutter camera? That's all I want. It's just, you know, I'll buy anything with a hardware shutter.
You're getting invited to bed there, Ari.
No, that's the wife, mate. Why would I do that?
Terrible thing to say. You're dead now.
That's what I was about to say.
Violence works both ways.
Everybody wants a small drone with huge specs. You know what I mean? I don't get that.
Right. Well, like anything else, everybody wants a magic pill.
Can we go back to this shutter thing? I'm not a camera guy. So what's the problem with the shutter on the Mavic 2 Pro?
From the point of view of somebody who's filming for social media or pretty movies, not really much problem at all. A little bit of fisheye, you know, you get the curved horizon, which can be corrected in software. From a commercial point of view, when you're trying to do survey level accuracy in maps, orthomosaics, 3D modeling and whatnot, because software shutter, the way it works is it blanks the pixels in the sensor, usually from the top right to the top left, next line, next line, next line, next line, next line. Yeah. It happens at an incredibly fast rate, but it still is a measurable period. And while the drone is moving at speed, this causes distortion in the image.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Okay.
You need that hardware shutter, which is, you know, it's an instant capture.
So in other words, with a global shutter, you have to stop and shoot. With a mechanical shutter, you can keep flying and shoot.
Right.
So if I'm doing an orthomosaic capture like I'm doing weekly now, Don, I can fly at 100 meters, 320 feet, 30 kilometers an hour, and I capture an image about once every 2.7 seconds, and I just keep flying. If I'm flying a Mavic 2 Pro, I have to come to a stop for every single image if I want to make an accurate orthomosaic, which means that effectively I can only cover about 1/6 of the area per battery as I can on the Phantom 4, even though they have nominally within a minute the same duration.
Yeah, I bet. I absolutely. Well, that is interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a big deal when you're doing survey and orthomosaic type of work, is that people will complain about blurry images, and 9 times out of 10 is because they're using a Mavic 2 Pro drone compared to a Phantom. Now, the other thing is, like Ari can probably tell you, I won't fly that fast as like he's talking about 30 kilometers, which is basically about what 20.
I don't normally. I was just using that.
Yeah, Usually I fly 15 miles per hour is about as fast as I fly. And that's because I do not want any blurry images at all.
Yep. Well, the job I'm doing currently, you would be surprised how many clients will specify must have a Phantom 4 professional.
Yes.
At the moment, I'm flying theirs because I'm flying under their remote operator certificate and their insurance. But they have specified 85% overlap. They really want accuracy on this job. Yep. So I fly at 14 kilometers an hour on this job, and I take an image every 2 seconds.
Yep.
85% overlap is ridiculous.
Well, I'm getting ground
standard is 75. Standard overlap is you went from 65 to 75.
60, yeah.
65 to 75 is standard in that range, and then that's for the sides. In the front, you'll get anywhere between 70 up to 80 in the front overlap.
I don't know what the hell software you guys are using.
Well, like I said, I'm using Drone Deploy, Pix4D, and the DJI ground control.
I use GS Pro and QGIS. Yes, you have to take time to learn it, but it does the job. Been doing it.
I think that's what it comes down to, Jim. You know, the old story about the best camera is the one you have with you. The best software package is the one that you have the most expertise at using. You know, in my case, Lychee, I've been using it for 3 odd years. I trained myself for fun, but it's paying dividends when it comes to jobs. It's very customizable. But unlike Pix4D or Drone Deploy, there is not an online processing suite that goes hand in hand. You know, I have Agisoft Metashape, which is a $4,000 software package that I use to process those. I'm only using Lychee to capture the images.
That's what kills me, the prices. Go ahead, Dre.
Yeah, so you're using Lychee to do grid work?
Yeah,
okay.
Well, to be honest, this current job, it's I have done an automated flight, which you would typically consider to be non-viable. What I'm doing is I'm flying sideways down a winding mountain road with a cliff face which is collapsed onto the road, and then I stop, climb from 5 meters to 120 meters while the camera dips, moves 5 meters, and then dips down to 5 meters above ground, moves another 5 meters, and I go all the way around the bend of this mountain road with trees behind the aircraft, the cliff face in front of the aircraft. You know, this is the kind of programmability that you don't get for the flight part in Drone Deploy or
Yeah, Lychee is best for doing like a waypoint mission.
Yes,
say Lychee is excellent for that, and you can customize the camera angle, everything. That's why I like using Lychee for that purpose. Drone Deploy and Pix4D, they're great for doing roofing and acreage and stuff like that. They're great for that. Right, stuff like that. They're great. My only thing I say is, like say, even using all 3 of those softwares I mentioned before, all of them have their little glitches. Like Drone Deploy does the best in just flying and taking pictures, but you cannot change the angle of the camera manually.
That's amazing.
Pix4D and the DJI software, you can customize the camera angle, everything else, and that's what some companies that you may contract with want you to be able to do that. That you can customize and say, instead of the angle being 90 degrees shot down, they want you at maybe 85-degree camera angle or 75-degree camera angle, and you're flying at some kind of weird angle to get all the pictures in and stuff. And I've asked them, folks, why don't you just use Drone Deploy? It's a better combination. I can fly faster and get better shots. And they're like, well, we want to use Pix4D or we want to use this. And I've had issues with them where the software is more a software issue. I've gotten discolorated colors. I've gotten blurry shots. And I've flown the same mission, same KML file in Drone Deploy as I did with Pix4D and never have a blurry shot.
The problem
I've heard that.
Jim. The problem with Drone Deploy and Pix4D for me is that they are a subscription service. You know, you're primarily paying for their cloud-based image processing. I can't afford that with my normal workflow. You know, I'm semi-retired. I only work part-time. And you can easily run to a few $1,000s a month if you're using theirs a lot. It's more sense from my point of view to buy Agisoft Metashape once when I've got a big job on. You know, I went and bought it. So I've got that there forever. I get unlimited updates. That's it. I don't have to worry about paying my subscription to Drone Deploy this month when I only earned $500 and my subscription is going to be more than that.
Right. And that's why I use them just to do the flights, not for the processing. It's too expensive. You have to be flying almost every day to make it cost effective for you to subscribe to those services.
It's so high, and I don't know
why.
It is.
And people think, even as an individual, you're talking about, well, I paid a $150 a month for me, but I said, the problem is you got to share this data with somebody else. So guess what? Now you got to up your subscription to include somebody else so you can send it to them.
I think it's that high because they know that to some extent they have you over a barrel. I mean, most people will not lay out the money required to build a PC that can do that sort of processing. Look at me. I've got 128 gigs of RAM in this thing. I ran out of RAM yesterday processing the images for the latest job.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yes. And that's why I tell people, even people talk about, well, 4K, 5K. I said, if you're doing really big jobs and you're processing this stuff, I said, you're going to need a minimum of 64K RAM. Minimum. To really do it. 64 gigabyte, I'm sorry, of RAM. Yeah, a RAM to really process. Yeah, I know. To really be able to process the amount of data that you're dealing with. You're talking about taking somewhere to 1,000 shots, and you're talking about trying to process together. Like I told the guys the other day, I was on another show, and I told a guy where he's talking about why I use such big SD cards. I said, well, I showed him the information when Jim was talking about the information and air data. I said, well, here's my last flight. I used up on a 64 gigabyte card. I used up over 1,000 kilobytes of data and stuff. And that was a 20-minute flight flying over a recycling yard.
I tend to use smaller cards simply because I do a lot of flight over water. I use a 32 gig. I use a 32 gig card because if I'm capturing video, you know, you get about 30 minutes per battery. Right. So I've got a system in place. Drone lands, change battery, change SD card. If I lose the drone on the next flight, I've still got all the rest of the footage for the day. And I don't need to tell you, often the footage is worth way more than the drone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I did that. I put an SD card in the front seat of my car and drove home, and it slid down behind the seat. Couldn't find it.
Oh, yeah. You
had to go back. Had to go back the next morning and refly the whole thing again.
Oh, that's too funny.
They are tiny.
Yeah.
What I find interesting is Dre came on here all sophisticated and ready to go. 2 seconds into it, he's like a chameleon. He's trying to blend in with the rest of us plebs.
There goes the tie. Yeah.
There goes the tie.
My tie off coming on.
Well, like I said, I'm not at work, so I get to relax. I'm at home.
Oh dear.
Guys, I gotta run. So nice.
Take care, Don. Good to catch up with you.
Good seeing you, Don, as always.
Yeah, Don, it's been a while, brother. Good on you. Thanks for popping in, man.
All right. Talk to you later.
Take care, mate.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll tell you what. Yes, I've got to go to work again today, boys. Not quite yet, but you know, I'm getting over this weekend shit.
This work is getting in the way of your leisure time, buddy.
It is, mate. It is. I mean, I haven't been flying for a couple of weeks. I've been doing renos and shit, so I've pulled rims apart and done all sorts of bloody shit.
You mean you're dusting?
Yeah, I've got my duster on.
Remember, I've been to your house, Matt. You know, dusting your house would be major renovations for anybody else.
If I dusted my house, it'd look 100 times better.
He had a major problem with the paint, Harry. Did he tell you that one?
No.
Oh, the bottom of the paint can.
Wow.
Had a hole in the paint can. It's going all over his carpet.
Really?
Yeah. Because I'm getting the carpets put in and shit, right? So I thought, okay, no worries, I'll do this. Anyway, so I got the bloody, the stirrer on the drill. So I'm stirring it all up. I haven't used the paint for about 2 years, so it's a little lumpy at the bottom. Fucking thing, listen to that. Anyway, then I pulled it up, just went all out. What the fuck? All over the carpet.
Oh no, not the new carpet.
No.
Thank God for that.
Anyway, here's a bloke here. It looks like he's had a gutful. He looks like he's ready for bed, mate. I don't know why. Must be a new kid in the house. Who knows? Adrian, how here we go.
He's finally come out of his cocoon.
I am your son.
Hey, Adrian.
There you
How
go.
are you, mate?
Look at that.
Congratulations, buddy. She's gorgeous. Nothing like a father, thank God.
He's lost the ability.
Proud daddy.
He's lost the ability to talk.
Nothing like a father.
Get that sleep while you can,
Yeah,
It's Adrian
unbelievable.
Mateo's bed.
because he will be up in a little while.
Yeah, man. Adrian, is everyone home, mate?
No, I'm actually by myself right now.
Well, get the most out of that, mate. Absolutely, take the most out of that.
That
Hey,
is
Ari.
dedication. That's dedication, man. I mean, new baby in the household. He's home alone. Is he sleeping? No, he's on here with us. That's dedication.
That's over 100%.
100%, 100% participation right there.
120, brother. That's 120.
Yeah,
How you doing,
Oh,
Dre?
I'm doing good, partner. You the proud papa there. You know, I'm just living
you,
the
sir.
life.
What's up, Jimbo, Ari, Justin,
What's up?
everybody in the chat?
Everybody in the chat.
Where's the is the baby going to be staying with you? At your
Okay,
house?
like I was saying, how's everybody in the chat doing?
Oh, okay.
Must have been a difficult question, Jim.
Yes. Too many syllables.
Too many.
Oh,
Okay,
Helen,
let's try
Mr.
that.
B.
Let's try that again, then, Adrian. Is the
What do
baby
you
going to be
want,
staying
man?
with you?
What is it, man? What do you want?
Is the
You guys
baby going to
gotta-
be staying with
You
you?
guys got to rephrase the question. Is this going to be a single household or a split household?
Oh, that's too confusing. That's,
You got 3 kids on abroad or not?
That could be interpreted as don't remind him.
Oh man,
that's as simple as it can get.
Yeah, and it's
Oh.
baser instincts there.
That's as simple as it can get. And still nothing.
That loads him up with 3 women against him and his son.
Well, yeah, just remember, Jim, it's not too late for you, buddy. I mean, Charlie
No.
Chaplin was 78 when he had his last, you know.
Not happening. Not
No.
happening.
Well, I think Adrian's got some of that nipple cream because you're getting a bit chafed now. Wouldn't you?
who was down there flying in Galveston? That's my retirement spot.
I
Galveston,
love how you guys
Texas.
went from congratulating him to just immediately.
Well, we've been waiting.
Adam.
We've been
Thank you,
waiting
Dennis.
and grilling for over a week. He's been dodging us for over a week.
Dennis!
It's where we live.
See you, Dennis.
Okay, Adrian, thanks for coming on. Nice to
Thanks
see you.
for.
Nothing new here. He always comes on in his bed.
He goes. He's had a gutful. He's,
Well, this is not the first time he's been on because every time I jump on, like what Matt held his show for him last week, he never showed up.
no, that would have been really cool too to catch up with everyone at the hospital. Hey, everyone! Oh, look at this,
Yeah.
it's fantastic. Oh no.
Well, you have to
Here's-
learn too.
here's
You
the
got to
little-
go. Whatever Matt's title of the stream is, it's opposite of that.
Yes.
It is.
If he says Matt live from Disney, he's at home sitting.
I've got a Frozen poster in the background.
Oh,
dear.
man.
Is that your house, Adrian, or not?
Hey, Ari, could you get away with the standard edition on that Metashape, or did you have to go with the Pro?
I got the Pro in the end. I probably
And,
would have got away with standard. I don't know, Jim, to be honest. Basically what happened was when I did my my remote pilots, like a lot of these things, when you do courses, they have deals. You know, if you go through the school, you get discounted versions. So I jumped on it then, and I'm glad I did. You know,
because
Hey, Dre,
when
you
I
got
do
my email,
mine,
right?
it takes a while. When I'm
it does. You know, I mean, I
I'm
got
processing
17.
on my computer. Yeah.
I got 1,700 images this week from the job site, and it took me about 26 hours to align the photos, not including, you know, making a dense cloud, building the mesh. It probably took me about 3.5 days, even with this rig.
So I don't feel bad then.
Oh, hey Jim, did you see that video I did last night?
You did another one?
Well, yeah, and Dan uploaded it to a Facebook group on Facebook, and he got raked over the
Hey,
coals,
Johnny Drone Flyer.
saying that my video was racist.
Oh God, not that again.
Sleeping Beauty over here.
Well, was it picking on us?
Trey, how
It
was
was it was the clip from it was a clip from the Django Unchained.
Yeah, I watched it. I didn't think nothing, no big deal.
Anything that was racist anyway, I cut out of it just because I didn't want that in the clip, you know.
Right.
blah, blah, blah,
They
blah.
raped Dan over the
Everything
coals,
is
man.
racist, man. Everything's racist. Everything is discriminatory. You can't say, man, I can't even say, oh, I'm going down to the zoo to see the mongoose. I can say, I'm going down to the zoo to see the special needs goose.
Oh man.
Jesus, Ari, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm just over it, man. You know,
Hey,
my
Bob
kids
Casey,
know
how you
more
doing,
their
buddy?
friends. Your generation ruined the world. Really? Your generation doesn't even know what gender you are.
Yeah, exactly. You see the world through your iPhone.
Oh my God, put your phone down. Yeah.
Let's have a virtual holiday.
FAA restricts Fox drone after showing images of migrant surge.
Yeah, I saw that on the internet today.
It
Is
just
that the
popped up.
10,000? Is that the
on my feed.
10,000 migrants sleeping under the overpass?
Yep, that's exactly it. And now I can understand for safety reasons why the FAA might have did it, but everybody wants to make it political.
Yeah.
You got 10,000 people; they're all not crushed underneath this underpass, overpass in the face, so it can be constituted a possible hazard. Right. If
What the
something
hell's
goes
going
wrong.
on there?
It's the same thing as always. These people are trying to cross the border. So
Oh my
Fox has been-
God! This number.
So Fox has been flying a drone trying to get footage. Now,
Right.
they just showed a drone doing a pan left to right shot, but evidently they must have been getting a little closer at different angles down the wash area, for somebody to say maybe this is somewhat hazardous type.
You can
of
understand
flying.
that. You can understand
Right.
that too. I mean, you don't want drones
Right.
flying around 10,000 pedestrians. But
Right.
of course, when the news service reports that, insert news service here, they're never going to let the truth get in the way of a good beat up.
Yeah. So
Matt,
it's
I'm
just
not going to
useful.
play that
So,
video.
anyway.
Matt, I'm not going to play that video, but just show that picture to people for a second.
Hello, Mr. Chris Hope, driving and
Yeah.
listening.
That's
So-
the influx
How
of
you doing,
people
Chris Hope?
jumping the border into Texas.
Yeah, down in Texas. So my thing is this: now you take even though it's a screenshot, you tell me where it's safe to fly a drone.
I wouldn't fly a drone there, would you, Jim?
Oh, well, those trees, I'd be all right.
Even then, if you get a flyaway and it dumps into that crowd, you're going to hit somebody.
Because I mean, we're seeing where multiple people. I'm sure there's people back in those trees also, and just like there's more people on the underpass. You got traffic basically parked on the top.
Yeah, I can't assess it because I'm not from there. Like, did the people come from the trees direction? Where the hell did they come from?
Yeah, that's just my whole point. We can't say too much because we don't know the
Right.
layout. Well, I'm just saying that if I saw this and somebody said, "Well, go out there and fly a drone," I was like, I tell whoever ordered me to do so. I said, I don't think so. That's
if you
just too
look
much
at
of a hazard.
If you look at this footage here, though, all those trees there has given Jim a multitude of landing opportunities.
I was just about to say one thing I never thought I would hear Jim.
Are you ever going to let him
over
forget
the
that,
trees
Matt?
is okay.
No, that and the magenta, he'll never let me forget. I can be a mile away and get that with the Z30, though.
Lon, I'll give that to you. How often does the DJI drone dump? Never, but it's it's only got to happen once, and
Jim just said, with the right drone, the right payload, like he said, he can get that from a quarter mile back and get a good shot of this.
Yeah.
And if you got one of those ballistic parachutes, and all that sort of, maybe, but if there was 100 people there, or maybe even 1,000, I might risk it, over the trees.
Mm-hmm.
But with 10,000 people there, the odds just stack up.
Well, none of us know which way those people are coming from, because I see people.
How many of them are in the trees?
Right.
How many are in the trees doing whatever it is they're doing?
Right. They got to be going to the bathroom somewhere, right?
Yeah, and Rob, hi Rob. The FAA is as left as they get. It's all political. Maybe it is. Maybe it is all political, but I refuse to look at it that way. As a commercial pilot, I just forget it. Whether there's politics involved in it or not. I just divorce myself from that. Otherwise, I'm going to be too busy looking for shooters on the grassy knoll.
Magenta.
That's for a friend.
Hey, Jim, were you the one that took this picture?
Yes, I was the one who took the magenta picture. 2.5 hours of magenta.
I remember.
It could be Jim's footage. It's as blurry as that, so I guess.
Oh, bullshit. I'll stick a 40mm lens on that X40 and get that. But you guys have all used the Olympus 14.
If you use the wand, Jim, it clears it right up.
There's no wand.
If your Magenta is a reddish color, I would seek medical advice, Brian.
No, Justin, he has to find the cursor first.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Not even I can see my cursor now.
If you can't find your cursor, try using a wand.
See now here, they're over the trees. This may be why. Because in this shot, they're over the trees. And look at how close in they get.
Yeah.
They had to be using a zoom lens, too.
Oh, look at the wall. Is that the wall?
Don't forget.
No, there's no wall there.
I'm only kidding, mate.
Jim, you can answer this. Jim, you can answer this for me. I'm not sure exactly how it goes with 107s in the United States. I have my trust, by the way. I passed my trust. I've got it all packed away for when I come to the US. Here in Australia, the way the CASA looks at it, the definition of a populous area is very, very fluid. If you're flying over a field in the countryside and there's 2 people in that field, it's a populous area.
You're talking about the sparsely populated thing?
Yeah. How would that area, does how they classify the area vary due to the population density?
It's supposed to be, it's supposed to be a rural area without, the occasional farmer coming by, not this.
Yeah.
Hasn't it got something where they've written in there something to the oh shit. No, I can't remember. Anyway, whatever.
Now you see, even with the Inspire 1, okay, with the X5, if you put the Olympus 14 to 42 on there, you could be a half a mile away and getting these shots.
Yeah, and as I said, I would have no problem with that.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
But if you're flying within, I would say, a couple 100 feet or whatever, even 100 yards of these people, because this is like going to a outdoor concert, a sport event, 10,000 people in a packed, confined area.
Oh, a la Casey Neistat.
Even from 1,000 feet, though, with an Air 2, you could zoom in and get a pretty decent shot.
Yeah.
It's up from 10,000 yesterday. What, did somebody hang a sign up? Hey, let's go to America. Let's go to Texas today.
Yeah. You know how it is, man. It's like wildfire, man. Once it gets going, it spreads.
I'm right with Lon on that. He says he can't stand either side at this point. I'm that way. Republican, Democrat, left or right, conservative, whatever. COVID believer, COVID denier. Just spare me the shit, man. You go and do your thing, and I'll keep doing the right thing. Joking. But, you know,
Not biased at all.
Yeah, I'm tired of all the bipartisan BS.
Yeah, I know.
And like I said, I just look at this from a point of being a pilot, a drone pilot. That's how I look at this. Not about the politics. And this, like I said, I look at this as just like a sporting event or a concert. Would I fly a drone with people in a confined area just to get these shots?
You know, I'm looking at on the screen too, and it's not that clear a shot.
No, so they could be further away.
Yeah, it's not a good shot, actually. I mean, you can't.
That's
You
why
know what?
you don't read the manual.
If you look at the detail of the cars, right? I think that's a zoomed image myself.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because
It's
even
definitely
a Mini 2 would have,
newsworthy.
but a Mini 2 would have a better shot than that.
And you know what? Not probably not zoomed on the drone either. I think that's done in post.
Now wait a minute. If I'm coming, you know, I don't want. I'm going to be picking a part of the patch of that grass to lay my ass in. What's the attraction with the concrete there?
They're fenced off, I think, aren't they, Jim?
Yeah, there's a fence around it. There was
Yeah, but it's that little-
look, don't let the fence stop you. You just jumped the border.
Yeah, you just jumped a wall. You just jumped a 60-foot wall, and they got this little wire fence holding them all in.
Jesus.
They put a lock on the picket fence. Don't worry.
Oh damn! Turn around. Turn around.
No, it says form one line, please. Everybody get in one line. Come
That
through
is
this one
insane.
one through the walkthrough gate. That's it.
So the
You know,
people on the highway are stopping to watch these guys?
Of course, it's a big spectacle.
A few tail enders there. You know, Lon, if what you're saying there is true, and I don't doubt you because I don't live in the US, how the hell would I know? But if the FAA are so politicized, God, you guys are in trouble. I mean, over here, CASA doesn't give a crap what the government says. It tells the government what to do, you know?
Mhm.
That is a shit situation to be in.
It's only at 720p on the web itself. So these weren't great shots to begin with.
Well, that just deteriorates and makes it difficult to tell, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think,
Hey,
Matt, I think that it's been taken with a non-zoom lens, but it's been zoomed, you know, in post before they put
Right.
it there.
Yeah. Once you do that in post, it's
Look at the trees. Even in the it doesn't matter whether you're looking in the foreground right up close or at the background underneath the overpass itself. It's all got that same level of blur in it.
yeah.
And I've taken pictures zoomed in on the Mini 2, and it doesn't even look that bad.
I love that little zoom on the Mini 2. It's
That's what I'm
only
saying. If a
2
Mini
by,
2
it's so handy.
If a
It's
Mini
lost.
2
I
is
believe
sitting
it's
right there-
lossless. It's great.
Hey, yeah, I'm going to get dressed. Won't be a sec.
So they gave these guys garbage cans and portable crappers.
Yeah.
I can't
That's
get
what-
my garbage picked up on every week. What the hell's going on
Well,
here?
that's my whole thing, Jim. This is a staged event. People in a confined area, and that's why I said I don't know why the FAA decided to do what they do, but if someone looked at it and said this is just like a sporting event, concert, whatever you want to call it, you have people in a confined area, controlled area, right there, and this is why the FAA can say restricted airspace, TFR, temporary flight restrictions, and call it a day.
Yeah.
The
Bingo.
biggest thing we don't know is what drone they were flying. That's
That's
So,
what they
I
would
mean-
do here, Dre. It would be a temporary flight. You know, they would
Yeah.
issue what's called a NOTAM, a notice to airmen, and it would
Right.
just be placed off limit.
Just for the time being till it clears. You know, simple. Just like I gotta go do a job coming up here in another week where we had wildfires at about 3 weeks ago, and I've been checking my NOTAMs and everything else every other day to see if there's a TFR still in place, because I know sometimes with wildfires they'll keep a TFR there for months just in case something reignites.
Yes.
right.
And that's why I keep on it. It's clear. So far I've been showing clear, but you never know. So I got to keep an eye on this. Because I'm probably building a new housing tract in this area, and I'm supposed to go fly it. So I got to keep an eye on that. So I mean, there's different reasons. This is to me, it's an obvious reason because of the amount of people in a confined area. Safety precautions have to be looked at, and that's just it. All the other political stuff about who they are and where they're going, I'm not concerned. Don't care about that. This is just about this is just amount of people jammed into a confined area.
And I suspect it's not one of the bigger drones with the zoom lens, because the FAA wouldn't have given them any problem then.
Yeah,
they must have been actually too close.
Either a Mavic or a Phantom, Jim. What do you reckon? Probably a Mavic. Looking at that image, a Phantom would be nicer.
With a news corporation this size, I would say nothing less than an Inspire 2.
I don't think so, Dre. I don't know. Maybe it's different over there, but I'm finding that out here, every single reporter, be a freelancer or works for one of the networks now, is carrying a Mavic 2 in his car because it's small, it pumps up, it's got decent duration, just in case.
Remember, you just said that.
You and I agree on that, Ari, that it makes too much sense. But we have people who think, "Oh, I'm hired to do this, and that's all I do." So you better go hire somebody to fly the drone, because I'm not flying it. Not that I can't fly, but I'm only the reporter. And the other guy behind the camera says, "I'm the regular camera guy." So you got to go hire a drone guy, and he's gonna say, "Give me the best thing I can fly out there," and that's how the money gets spent.
So here's another question you might be able to answer it. Is this footage, is this camera taken by a direct employee of the network, or is it a freelancer who took it and sold it to the network? You don't know.
Good question. That's why I said if this is done by Fox News, which is a major cable network in here in the States, that they have the money to spend on a good drone system. It's not somebody from AP or PBS or a mother freelance, but I'd say it could have been somebody who sold the footage. And I could explain why we have a lot of this undetailed shot here and go from there, where it's been post zoomed in, and that's why everything looks kind of like a big mob, like somebody was taking a picture with a 35 millimeter with a 5.8 lens on it.
You're right. Look at the trees. There's no definition.
Yeah, no definition. The trees, the ground, even the cars. There's no definition in nothing.
No.
Looks like to address the comments by Chris and Steve, it's a hell of a mess. And getting away from the technicalities of it, just looking at the situation, that's a human tragedy from every point of view. What prompted all of those people to do that? What's life like where they came from, and then what are the people of America going to do about it?
Well, man, make your own town better. Don't bring your whole town to this intersection.
Man, look, they've come over the border from Mexico, right? Look, I don't know. Out here, we get what the media wants us to know, but what we get told about life, in Mexico, who do you go to for help? Don't go to the police; you'll disappear. They'll kill you. Don't go to the government; they'll kill you. In the end, would you do anything less than whatever it takes to ensure your family's safety? Even if it meant jumping the border. I don't know. That's just, the truth as we get fed it over here in Australia about what life is like in Mexico. But if it's as bleak as we get told, I'd jump the border too.
And Ari, that is the $10 million question. I always tell people we talk about things in other places around the world. Afghanistan, for example, we just left there. And I tell people, if what happened there happened in the United States, do you not think we would take up arms ourselves from an invading force?
Civil war, yeah.
Civil war. I could say we would do the same thing if another force, Chinese, came here to so-called bring peace to America, because we don't. Our government is fell apart and everything else, and they're going to come here and try to show us how to be a better society and stuff. We would take up arms.
Well, it could come to that the way China's carrying on, Dre, and down here in Australia. I don't know if it's making news over there, but our good friends in the last 2 days, our good friends, the United States and Great Britain.
We gave you nuclear subs.
Well, we're actually building them, but you're giving us the nuclear reactors.
Yeah,
they're going to be based on one of your classes of hunter killer, and it's nice to have a bit of backup. We at least we have a water border, unlike you guys with Mexico.
Right.
But we're uncomfortably close to the crap that's going down with China, so every little bit of help is appreciated.
It's the least we could do, Ari, since we left ourselves wide open in the Middle East. But hey, that's another subject.
China is using the same philosophy the Japanese did prior to World War II. They island hop, established small bases until they got round the border of somebody's neck, and then they're already established. Same thing the Japanese did in World War II. That's why we had to go island hop our way back to push them back to their homeland and stuff. The Chinese do the same thing. They're making islands, man-made islands.
They dredged up a naval base off of Vietnam, for Christ's sakes. Like Dre just said.
They're basically they're flying in the face of all agreed international laws, maritime laws, and then they're basically accusing everybody else of what they themselves are guilty of, which is bad faith, hypocrisy, warmongering, and I just think it's time that the US and everybody else tells them straight out, you can start a war, but it's not going to be a conventional war. Do not think that your huge military is going to win the day for you.
And China's using the argument that it is our sovereignty land because it's the South China Sea. So they're saying we make an island or we take over an island that was already ours 80, 90, 100 years ago and trying to say we're just recovering our sovereign lands and stuff. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
right. You guys have never occupied it in the past. You didn't try to do anything for it in the past, so don't try to claim it now. So
it's
but
the Los Angeles class submarine.
Been there long enough, Jim.
I was going to say Dallas class. That's even a little older. Because I know how we are. We'll sell you some old stuff in a heartbeat.
Well, in the past, we have had a few deals from the US that weren't exactly the greatest deals, going back like 20, 30 years. But seriously, this is a help out that we need.
Yeah.
It really is. New Zealand's not happy about it. They're a non-nuclear zone. Oh, you won't be able to send your submarines here. Well, this is the country that sold their Air Force 25 years ago. And are basically, although they're our mates,
they're relying on everybody else.
They're irrelevant when it comes to security matters. And I don't know why they're a member of the Five Eyes, especially when their foreign minister is in China's pocket. But anyway, that's another matter.
I'm trying to remember. I know it was World War I or World War II was, I think Perth was a sub base back in
It's World War II. Fremantle and Perth on the west coast, and here in Brisbane, where I live, was the east coast.
Yeah, I think it was Perth. So I'm surprised you guys mothballed the facility and stuff because you had everything there to continue to make.
With the population as we had at that time, Dre, of about 10 million for a country the size of the continental United States, we just don't have the population or the economy to support that.
A bunch of mats running around, huh?
It's just an overglorified island. That's all.
I'm actually
too busy playing music in the band and growing ponytails. I don't know.
Yeah, that takes a lot of effort. The ponytail, especially. The band's easy. The ponytail is the thing that puts effort in. I'm kind of upset because I wouldn't have mind doing like a 4-hour show today because I wanted to see just how long Adrian was going to keep his camera on.
Have a look at Thomas Ariel's suggestion there, Matt. I think there's some merit there.
Okay.
I'll leave this with stream on.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. My God, exactly right. And what I'll do is just full screen him, and I'll just say, "See you later, everybody. I'll catch you. Catch you next week." And
Matt,
people will watch it.
Double dog dare you.
Oh man,
People would watch it.
Is that dumbass asleep?
Oh, he's dead, man. He's dead.
He's out, brother.
I guess I don't know why he even got on the stream, dude. He's wiped out.
I hope he has a freaking nightmare and we watch him punch out.
Just fucking take out his webcam or his phone.
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah.
It's terrible when you start picking your nose on camera, Adrian.
Hope he doesn't have one of those dreams. You know those ones?
No, don't be cruel.
What's that on his nose? Is that something crawling on his nose?
Oh man.
Is that a spider coming up on him there?
No.
We can't warn him.
What is that?
I see his eyebrows. Look at this. Go back to his eyebrows there. I've seen him.
So let's have a look here. What's good here?
Yeah.
Come on,
that spider is getting close.
I wasn't that much younger than Adrian than when we had our first. You know, like I was 40 when we had our first. I know how he's feeling.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, takes it out of you. He's had a rough week or so. He's running around all over the place. But guess what, fellas? I really got to end this, unfortunately, and get my shit together and get into work. He's faking no hair.
Hey, Justin, before Matt runs out the door, what I'm going to ask you to do, I need you to do some editing of some videos for my safety briefs on Monday mornings. I need you to put some labels on some groups of people and stuff.
Okay.
So that's why I was asking. But your email never came through.
I sent it. It went through Gmail. It said it sent it.
Oh, it never it didn't show up on my end.
I've been doing to fall asleep.
Send it again and see what comes up, because it never showed up on my end. But I got a couple of clips from movies and stuff, man, and it's
Where are they flying them to, Steve? Sorry, I was just reading that link that Steve put in the chat. You've got to go, Matt, so sorry.
I do. I have to make a move, I'm afraid.
Thanks for remembering to send me a link this morning.
Hey, that's all right, mate.
I didn't think I was going to get one. I stayed in bed.
Well, you know,
he's not going to send me one this morning.
Well, I mean, you know, because the only reason I haven't, because I didn't think you were going to come on. Well, today I thought you might, but over the last few weeks I thought, oh, well, he won't come on because, you know, I ring him and he doesn't answer me. But anyway,
yes, only once. Look,
yeah, it doesn't matter. That's all it takes. I've got the shits.
I was not, well, I had the shits. I was not in a good mood last week, which we won't go into with a certain conversation. I put my phone down, turned the computer off, and walked away.
Do you know what? And I wouldn't doubt that because I continued later with that. But anyway, while I was at work, I copped it as well. But anyway,
private chat.
That's all. Yeah, I know. That's all sort of sorted there. But no, I can understand that. But I gave you that message, and you obviously read that, and it was just.
Don't get me wrong. I'll address the trader. I love Mars. He's a great bloke. He's a ton of fun, and his missus. But he does not want to let go. He's like a pit bull with a bone.
I know.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I got it.
The chat if you want to email me.
Yeah, I got him to add to my address book.
Oh my God, I've got to go.
I wouldn't want to be Chris Holt.
Take care. Thanks for the live stream, Matt. God bless everybody in the chat.
Yep. Hang on. What's this?
The Haitians are now moving into Texas.
Oh, okay. Yep.
The small Texas border city on flights to Haiti starting. Oh my God!
What happened? Who went? Ari did. No, here
Ari
he is. Sorry.
And Justin.
Did I remove him? Shit, I think I did. Sorry, mate. Shit. Anyway,
it's Butcher Buddies Friday.
Sorry, Justin.
I guess I'm next.
I didn't mean to. Whoops. Anyway, all right, got to roll, fellas. Thanks very much for popping in. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Great to see you all again. And Adrian, good night. Good night, Adrian.
Weekend.
No,
good night from us, and it's good night from this guy.
Good night from Adrian. Good night, Adrian. Oh, poor bugger. He must be stuffed. But anyway, let's go there. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for popping in. And for you latecomers, sorry. We have to finish up because I've got to go to work once again. Anyway, yeah, a bit of a good show there. We had a good laugh. Anyway, so hopefully we get to do it again next week at the same time, same channel. Have a great weekend and have a great week. Oh, hang on. What am I doing here? What? Hang on. What's this shit? Where are we? Huh. Sorry, I'm just looking at some stuff on my thing. Anyway, all right. Take care, all. And I'll sure to see you again same time next week. Take care. Bye-bye. Here we go. Oh, my God. Oh, righto, Justin. Thanks, mate.